final score, all the scores and more in the next hour, and enjoying a skinny Premier League fixture list this afternoon. Just 4 matches playing at the moment are Steve Claridge, Garth, Crooks and Les Ferdinand. It may be a little bit thin, but their opinions are meaty, and you can hear a bit more from them in a moment. Let's head straight, though, to the Reebok Stadium. A dramatic afternoon unfolding there. Roger Johnson can tell us why.
It's Bolton Wanderers 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Bolton twice ahead, Tottenham twice level. Ricardo Gardner put the home side with their noses in front the first time from close range after a long throw wasn't cleared. But Nico Cranchard's emphatic first goal for Tottenham ensured a level scoreline at half-time. Bolton then went back in front, a lovely back heel by Lee, the Korean, a flicked cross from Cohen and a stooping header from Kevin Davis. Jermaine Defoe came on in place of Robbie Keane up front for Tottenham. They are looking far more potent in attack as a result. His shot fumbled by Jaskalainen and Crouch hit the bar, and then moments ago Tottenham level, a corner which Verdun Chorluka headed in. You can't take your eyes off it. Tottenham could go top, joint top with a win tonight. It's Bolton 2, Tottenham 2.
Portsmouth, as we know, have lost their first 7 matches of the season. The only team to do that and survive was 110 years ago. It was Liverpool. Is the sun shining on them today at Molineux, Ivan Gaskell?
No, it's raining, actually, but the team don't care about that. They're leading 1-0 in an intriguing game here at Molineux. Portsmouth within sight of that longed-for first win of a wretched season. Wolves making it hard for them in this second half, though, an improved second half from the home side. Portsmouth ahead at the break. Hassan Yebda's glancing first-half header. Wolves have seen 2 big penalty shouts waved away in this second half, though. Is Portsmouth's luck about to change? Quarter of an hour left. Wolves 0, Portsmouth 1.
It's a day for changing luck, perhaps, because Hull only had 2 wins this calendar year before this afternoon. They're up against Wigan at the KC Stadium. Damien Johnston, they're looking good for that 3rd win.
Yeah, very good value as they go close again through Marnie, saved by Kirkland. It's 2-0. Goals from Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink and Giovanni have given under fire Phil Brown and Hull City a priceless advantage. They've been much improved after the humiliation of Liverpool, as you say. Vennegoor of Hesselink's near-post header in the second half put them ahead. Giovanni's volley from Zayate's cross made it 2-0. It's been after the Lord Mayor's show for Wigan, not a patch on last week in that win against Chelsea. Hull City, 2-0.
Nobody has picked up points at Turf Moor in the league this season. Is anybody going to do it today, Richard Askham?
Doesn't look like it, Gabby. It's Burnley 2, Birmingham City 0. A dominant second half from Burnley. Pushed on by the old guard, Blake and Alexander. They've been excellent after the break. Stephen Fletcher, who but for a post and a good save would have had a hat-trick, got the first firing in from the left. Birmingham keeper Joe Hart should have done better. The second was a real cracker, a barnstorming run from midfield convert Andre Biquet. Burnley have been well on top. Lee Bowyer missed a sitter in the first half for Birmingham, and it's 2-0 to the home side.
Incredible. That would be 12 points all from Turf Moor if they keep that one. Les, Tottenham showing a bit of resilience, a bit of character today. Yeah, disappointed with the goals that they've conceded, but you know what you're going to get at Bolton. They're going to come at you thick and fast, and that's what they've done, and they've unsettled our game. Tottenham really struggled to get a foothold of the game, but both times we've gone down and they've come back with good goals, and now just hoping they can go on and get the winner. The first win ever at the Reebok Stadium would be in the league for Tottenham. Steve, you've had your eye closely on that match at Molineux. Pompey heading for what looks like an historic 3 points. They'd be happy with 1 before the start of today. Are they looking good for the win?
Certainly first half in particular, they've dominated this game. We'll probably be disappointed they didn't go in more than a goal up. But second half, Wolves have made a couple of substitutions, very positive substitutions. Kitely and Ebanks Blake have come on. It's given them a bit of width, a little bit more potency going forward. And they'll look at it and say, we had a couple of good claims for penalties that weren't given. But you've got to feel sorry for the way that Portsmouth's luck has been out. Today, it's been in. They might have a little bit of luck, Paul Hart and his men today. Garth, what about Hull? Because they've also had a bit of misfortune. 2 wins, that's all they've had in the league this year. They're heading for their 3rd. Is it a big performance that you're getting from Hull today?
I think it is a big performance, a very big performance indeed. Giovanni, nice finish, put them 2-0 up. Hull would put them on 7 points, would take them above West Ham and Fulham. Possibly Wolves on goal difference, I'm not quite sure. But that's the importance of the victory that will happen today at Hull. They needed those points. If they lost today, they were starting to lose the connection with the other 2 above them.
OK, there's a shout for a penalty at Oakwell. It was 1-1 between Barnsley and Ipswich. James Mason, which way's the shout gone?
Well, the penalty has just been taken and missed by Ian Hume of Barnsley. Ian Hume scored in the first half. He scored in midweek. He had the chance to put Barnsley ahead. So Ipswich Town and Roy Keane hanging by a thread, but they're still in the game. It's still 1-1.
You've got to ask, is that a little bit of luck, perhaps, that Roy Keane needs? Maybe it's going to turn on that. Preston North End against West Brom was an early kick-off in the Championship, second against third. Conor McNamara was at Deepdale for us.
A draw was probably the fair result in this one, though West Brom's Graham Dorrans could hardly have come closer to breaking the deadlock. He had two excellent efforts in either half. First, a shot from the edge of the area that came back off the post, and then right at the end of the game, Dorrans connected perfectly with a header that was destined for the bottom corner of the net before a top-class clawed save from Andy Lonergan kept it out. Robbie Di Matteo's side had a great start to the season, but it's now 4 games without a win for West Brom in all competitions.
One of the goals from that game later in final score. There was also an early kick-off at the Rico. Pat Murphy saw Coventry against Leicester.
Nigel Pearson backed his judgment after an hour with his Leicester side trailing to Sammy Klinger's direct free kick and took off 3 of his players, including the highly rated Matt Fright and Paul Gallagher. And one of those replacements brought the equaliser 10 minutes later, Martin Waghorn volleying in from the edge of the box. After that, Leicester looked the likelier side, and they'll take encouragement for their resilience, while Coventry strikers disappeared up cul-de-sacs with just scraps on the table to deal with and kept falling offside. Leicester are settling in impressively after their promotion.
Let's go to Home Park. Hamish Marshall's watching Plymouth against Scunthorpe. They did have a terrible home record. They're looking good today, though.
Yeah, they are, because they lead Scunthorpe by 2-1 as they chase just a third home win in 2009. Rory Fallon headed them ahead with a second goal in successive games, but then the teams traded penalties in a 2-minute spell after fouls by both keepers. Gary Hooper levelled for Scunthorpe, and the impressive substitute Alan Judge restored Plymouth's lead. Paul Sturrock's job is under threat, but that converted spot kick may be enough to save it.
Swansea's Paolo Sousa up against his old club QPR today. Swansea have struggled for goals, but they're ahead at the moment. Mark Bishop is at the Liberty Stadium.
They certainly are, Gabby. Swansea City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. 2 moments of madness from QPR in the second half. First, their captain Martin Rowland sent off for his second bookable offence for a late challenge on Nathan Dyer. Now Ben Watson has followed into the changing room. Another second yellow card, this time for a late challenge on Prattley. Why on earth QPR were reduced to this after dominating the first half? A goal had to come. A sumptuous cross from the right-hand side from Craig Beattie. And what a finish from Mark Gower. Perfect volley, bottom left-hand corner. Swansea 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
Let's go to St James's Park. The league leaders knew they could have gone 5 points clear with a win today. They'd only dropped their points, the first points of the season on Wednesday against QPR. Paul Addison, what kind of performance are Newcastle putting up?
All Newcastle at the moment, Gabby, and they should have had a penalty a couple of minutes ago. It's still goalless, but Marlon Harewood was felled by Jamie McComb. Referee Graham Salisbury waved away the protests of the Toon players and the fans. It's goalless.
Let's go to the Majewski Stadium. Tony Husband's been watching a Reading side who haven't won in front of their home support all season.
And they're not going to today by the looks of it, Gabby. Reading 0, Middlesbrough 2. Middlesbrough's players lifting the pressure off Gareth Southgate somewhat. A Sean St Ledger header and a cool finish from Leroy Leiter against his former club of Borough. Well on the way to their 4th away win of the season. They're contemplating a 15th league game without a win at home. And Reading fans around are starting to boo their side, who've had no cutting edge at all. Reading 0, Middlesbrough 2.
OK, let's go to the Reebok Stadium. The guys seem to be getting quite excited about things happening in Bolton. Of course, cue lots of very kind of blank expressions when I say that. They have been cheering, though. Roger Johnson, why are they getting so excited?
Well, it's a good game, this. It's 2-2, but Tottenham by far the more likely at the moment to pinch it with Jermaine Defoe and Peter Crouch now partnered together in attack. Here is Crouch. He could score here. Oh, good save and a good block at the near post as Crouch brought it down on the top apex of the 6-yard box. Defender and goalkeeper both got in the way and managed to get it behind. That was a gilt-edged opportunity for Peter Crouch. It's a Tottenham corner. It's end-to-end stuff. Bolton threatening as well at the other end. Twice Tottenham have come from behind, and they now looking the more likely to win it and get their first ever win at the Reebok Stadium. The corner cleared away, though. 2-2 with just over 5 minutes to play.
Thank you very much. Fabio Capello's there, and Crouch is going to wonder later on when he sees that back how he didn't score, isn't he?
Well, I think he has a great chance. I mean, I think Les might have a slightly different view, but he has 3 touches. The ball comes over, chest trap. I think he can volley it there. He takes another touch, the chance is gone. But both teams are going for the 3 points. It's great.
We've got a goal to tell you about from New Douglas Park. Ian Turner, Hamilton St Johnstone. Which way's it gone?
It's gone to St Johnstone, and that means it's going to be a first win of the season, Gabby, for St Johnstone. A magnificent right-through effort from left-back Danny Granger from fully 25 yards has sealed it for St Johnstone. 5 minutes left. It's St Mirren nil, not St Mirren, Hamilton nil, St Johnstone 2.
It's getting so exciting there for you, isn't it? Easter Road now. Brian McLaughlin, Hibs can leapfrog Rangers tonight because, of course, it's the Old Firm tomorrow. Are they capitalising on that?
Well, they only need a point to do so, and it's Hibs 1, Dundee United 1. Mirror and Mama scoring after 25 minutes. Andy Webster equalising for United with 18 minutes left for play. Since then, though, Derek Ryan passed up a golden opportunity to put Hibs back in front once again. 3 yards out and fired the ball over the crossbar. Hibs 1, Dundee United 1, 5 minutes left.
Cardiff have scored 9 goals so far this week, or at least they had the last time I spoke to Jackie Oatley. They haven't scored any more, have they?
Well, it's 10, isn't it, after the 6 goals against Derby on Tuesday. They've scored 4 here this afternoon. They've been the better side. They've shown most of the quality. Don Cowie hit the bar for Watford early on when it was 0-0, but since then, Cardiff took over. Bothroyd won a penalty, which Whittingham converted. Matthews scored from a free kick from near the halfway line when the goalkeeper Loach misjudged the flight of the ball. And in the second half, Whittingham's added his second. Bothroyd's curled in a fourth. Watford have since rallied in the last few minutes since the introduction of Nathan Ellington. He could have had a hat-trick, but it's Watford 0, Cardiff 4.
Yes, you're quite right. My maths isn't that bad. I forgot about the fourth. Let's go to Bramall Lane. Alan Biggs, another Yorkshire derby. Doncaster took the lead. Sheffield United back in it. Who's going to win this one?
Oh, it's hard to say. Sheffield United, I'd have thought, but Doncaster have a free kick as I speak. It's 1 each in front of 26,000 here. It's been a scrappy game, and another rearguard action from Sheffield United. They came from 2 down 5 days ago against Ipswich. 1 down here just before the break. James Hayter scoring from virtually Doncaster's only chance. Well taken, albeit deflected, but United's perspiration finally matched by inspiration. Great cross from Glenn Little. Richard Cresswell on his first start scored with the diving header. Henderson has since hit the bar. Good finish though, 1-1.
Let's go to London Road. Nottingham Forest looking for their 3rd win on the bounce. Andrew James, would you put money on it?
Well, you probably would at this stage, Gabby. It's Peterborough 1, Nottingham Forest 2. It's all changed round in the second half. Poor first half. Peterborough lost goalkeeper Joe Lewis with concussion, and his replacement James McEwen played as if he'd got the same ailment in allowing an equaliser from Radoslav Majewski to go over the top of his head into the top corner in front of 4,000 travelling Forest fans. That was after Aaron McLean had given Peterborough the lead. And then Paul Anderson, slightly less embarrassing for the goalkeeper, but not clever either, as Anderson worked in a second goal for Nottingham Forest, and they still lead here by 2 goals to 1.
Blackpool were 3rd in the Championship form table before today. They've made the trip to Selhurst Park, and Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes, they're going to be slipping, aren't they?
Well, they are, except that they're still playing very well, and there could be more goals in this game. At the moment, though, Crystal Palace are leading 3-1. It's a slightly bad-tempered match. We've had several bookings, booze and handbags. Crystal Palace went 2-0 up in the first half after 2 almost identical goals. Blackpool rallied early in the second and pulled one back from the head of Alex Baptiste. Darren Ambrose then, after Palace regrouped, made it 3-1. But as I said, there could be more goals. Blackpool look like they may score, but whether they'll get 2 or even 3, who knows? It's 8 minutes left here at Selhurst Park. It's 3-1 to Palace.
We're heading towards injury time. Let's go to the KC Stadium because there's been a goal. Damien Johnson, whose is it?
It's gone to Wigan. 2-1 now. Scott Sinclair, the second half substitute. It was a shot parried by Myhill into the path of Sinclair. A man who did damage in a Carling Cup tie for Chelsea here, I remember, a few years ago, a couple of years ago. He's got the goal back for Wigan. It's now Hull 2, Wigan 1. Are we in for a tight finish?
Are we in for a tight finish at the Liberty Stadium? Mark Bishop, there's a goal.
There is a goal. It's Swansea 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0. We're not in for a tight finish. Swansea are coasting to their first ever league win over Queen's Park Rangers since 1965. This time Dyer down the right-hand side. Terrific cross into the 6-yard area. And there was Trundle, first-time shot, smashing the ball past Cherney. QPR down to 9 men, of course. Rowland sent off for a second bookable offence. Followed, of course, by Ben Watson for his late challenge. Swansea are 2-0 up here at the Liberty Stadium.
And if it stays that way, they haven't lost in 5 matches. Let's go to Pride Park. Pride was severely dented for Derby during the week on the end of a 6-1 thrashing by Cardiff. Mark Webber, what's it looking like now?
2-0 to Derby, Gabby. No need for Derby fans to rent Jekyll and Hyde just by the DVD of Derby's last 2 games. The midweek mauling at Cardiff, but a distant memory now as Derby have played with pride and taken 2 quality goals for their efforts, 1 each heart from Lee McCroft and Jay McAvelli. Unfair to talk about Derby completely. Wednesday have bossed periods, but their finishing's been awful.
exemplified by Liam Clark's close-range balloon shot in the second half, ended up in Rose Ed, or did it end up at East Midlands Airport? I get confused. Derby 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Ivan Gaskell's at Molineux. I'm hearing cries of great save. Who from?
It was from David James from a fine Greg Halford free kick. The ball was played back to him. He kept the ball up, one touch and volleyed. It looked destined for the corner, but David James pulled out one of those David James saves. It's kept his side in the game. They've been on the back foot in the second half as Portsmouth. They're hanging on. It's going to be great celebrations to the right of me where the away fans are in moments from now. It's been a long time coming. They're not there yet, though. A minute to go, 1-0 Portsmouth.
David James could yet be the hero in this one, Garth.
It was a very, very, very good save from a very dangerous free kick, and he could be the hero. You're quite right.
And what about Wigan getting a goal back there at the KC Stadium? Are they making any kind of attempt to get the equaliser? Is it looking like they might be the greatest comeback for them?
Well, we always say a 2-0's a little bit dangerous, isn't it? Certainly when you've been under in the sort of form that Hull have been in. It is. I mean, yes, they've taken control of the game now, Wigan, but whether or not there's enough time to get back in it, whether it's too little, too late, we don't know.
It would, of course, be Hull's third win of the season, of the year. Sorry, the calendar year since the January 2009. Let's go to Elland Road. David Garrido's watching the top of the table clash in League One. Have they kept it on the deck, David?
They're trying to, although it is a very disappointing game. There's still goalless between Leeds and Charlton, partly down to these blustery conditions here in Yorkshire. Leeds with most of the chance in the first half, falling to Jermaine Beckford, who couldn't convert, and Bradley Johnson, who forced a fingertip save from Rob Elliott in the Charlton goal. Elliott also denying Enoch Shawumni after the break. He's on for Luciano Becchio, who fell awkwardly and was carried off injured. The visitors' best opportunity came when Casper Ankergren had to make a double save from John Joe Shelby and Dion Burton. Just 5 years ago, these two shared a 3-3 draw in the Premier League. How things have changed here in League One, it's goalless.
Bournemouth, top of the table in League Two. Sohail Sahi's watching them at Vale Park against Port Vale.
Very similar to David. 0-0 here at Vale Park between Port Vale and Bournemouth. We've only got 2 minutes left before the final whistle. Not any really goal-mouth action in the second half. The closest anyone's come to scoring has been Bournemouth. Warren Cummins with a lofted ball into the area. Brett Pittman for Bournemouth with there. He's got a chance here, just saved by the Port Vale goalkeeper Chris Martin. That's probably the best opportunity of the half. A lofted ball into the box, and it was Brett Pittman with the shot and a good save by Chris Martin. Port Vale 0, Bournemouth 0.
We just heard from Mark Webber. It was 2-0. Which way's this goal gone?
Well, the Sheffield Wednesday stands are emptying. That may be a bit of a clue. Derby 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. All happened when Rob Holt was brought down in the area. He got a penalty for his efforts, deep into the left. Didn't miss at all. 3-0.
Let's head back to the Reebok Stadium. Any side at all of a comeback, well, a winner at least at that one, Roger Johnston's. Tottenham have made a comeback.
They have twice. We're 3 minutes into 4 minutes of added time here, and you would not rule out a winner for either side in the remaining 60 seconds. It's enthralling stuff, end to end. Neither goalkeeper's been forced into a really meaningful save, but both sides getting in and around each other's penalty area, both sniffing out a possible winner, but at the moment it remains locked at 2-2 into the final seconds.
And at the KC Stadium, Wigan got a late goal. Are they going to get the equaliser, Damien Johnson?
Hull living dangerously. It's still 2-1. 5 minutes of added time has been announced. And we're going to see Marlon King, a substitute for Wigan. He had a loan spell here at Hull, successful, but it ended in real acrimony. And when his name was announced on the team sheet before kick-off, there was a chorus of boos, so expect more for him when he comes on. It's the last couple of minutes, very tight, 2-1.
It wasn't tight at Selhurst Park. Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes can tell us whether it's got any tighter.
No, not at all. The goal has gone to Crystal Palace. They're leading now 4-1. Just minutes after Julian Speroni pulled off another spectacular save for Palace. They then ended up scoring in the other end. The young Frenchman, Alassane Ndiaye, just slotted home the cross absolutely perfectly past the Blackpool keeper. It's 4-1 to Crystal Palace here against Blackpool.
He had 2 goals in 5 there, Palace, before. They've certainly extended that statistic. Let's go to the Reebok Stadium, full-time. I'm there. Ivan Gaskell.
Well, this is a first for this season. Portsmouth win the game 1-0. They really deserve it too, in my view, for their guts and determination in a second half in which Wolves really came back at them. They set the tone, Portsmouth, from the start here. No discernible sign of the winner, the inner turmoil, and 7 straight defeats, prompted by Kevin Prince Boateng's first half display of invention and inspiration. His cross set up Hassan Yebda's glancing header into the corner. It was a performance that caught the eye from Boateng. Portsmouth might have been 2 up by the break, but Wolves introduced Kitely and Ebanks-Blake and some energy into their performance. 2 penalty claims waved away. Portsmouth rode their luck. James pulled off some dramatic saves, but at long last, Paul Hart can smile. Honestly, Wolves 0, Portsmouth 1.
Thank you very much. Great scenes there. I think even the most apathetic football fan was just willing them to do something today. You know, the sadness that you felt for them, the predicament that they're in, what's going off the pitch as well. They look like they've made a cup final, don't they?
Absolutely. I think that what will be encouraging was the way that, you know, that David James has clearly got used to the idea that he's staying now. You know, he did want to go, and even he looked, you know, absolutely elated, which is, you know, it's encouraging because, you know, he's got his head down now, and ultimately 1 or 2 fine saves in the second half was the difference between maybe drawing this game and not winning.
There will be a penalty incident you'll want to see on Match of the Day, though, that may well have swung the results another way. Let's go to Turf Moor now. A very happy, doesn't look too jolly, but he should be happy. 100% home record they've got there, Burnley. Richard Askham.
He should be happy. Gabby, Burnley 2, Birmingham City 1. Burnley preserved their perfect home record at a canter. A forgettable first half where the Clarets seemed to forget what they're good at was followed by a dominant second. The impressive Stephen Fletcher put them 1 up. Andre BK playing in midfield popped up with a striker's finish for the second, with veterans Blake and Alexander at the heart of everything. Sebastian Larsson got a late consolation for Birmingham with a curling free kick, but they struggled all match and looked like a side with only 4 goals this season.
And to the KC Stadium now. Go to Ellen Road now. David Garrido is watching the number 1 and 2 sides in the division, and it was tight, David.
It was scrappy too, Gabby. Leeds 0, Charlton 0. Neither side really getting to grips with these swirling winds. And to be honest, this was a bit of an anti-climax. Rob Elliott, the busier of the 2 keepers, marginally denying Bradley Johnson in the first half and Enoch Shawumi in the second with fingertip saves. John Joe Shelby was probably Charlton's main threat. For most of the 32,000 here, there will be concern over Luciano Becchio's injury, but they remain the only unbeaten league side in England this season. Leeds are staying top of League One. Leeds 0, Charlton 0.
Well, Newcastle United will also stay top of the Championship tonight, but should they have 3 points, Paul Addison?
They should do, really, Gabby. It's still goalless. We're into the 4th minute of added on time, and Newcastle have done everything but score. Marlon Harewood's hit a post. He should have had a penalty in the second half. Dean Gherkin in the City goal has pulled off 2 terrific saves, but no way through for Newcastle. 0-0.
Well, let's go to Oakwell now. James Mason, it's not going to be another draw, is it, for Ipswich?
It looks like it. So Roy Keane's still waiting for his first win, but it could so easily have been a defeat with Ian Hume missing that second half penalty. He scored in the first half. Liam Rosinia headed in injury time, added on in the first half. So it's looking like it's going to be another 1-1, well, another draw, 1-1 at the moment. Barnsley 1, Ipswich 1.
Let's go to the Madejski Stadium. Tony Husband, we said before the match, it's not over till the Fat Lady sings, but Reading's home form is just abysmal, isn't it?
It is. I think she just turns up and starts singing from the outset because Reading have failed to win again at home. They've lost by 2-0 against Middlesbrough here, and victory just the antidote for the Borough manager Gareth Southgate after 3 games without a win themselves. A Sean St Ledger header in the first half put them in front. That was a lead doubled by the former Reading striker Leroy Leiter, who missed 3 earlier chances. He finished smartly 10 minutes into the second half, though that knocked the stuffing out of Reading, who for all their pretty football carried minimal attacking threat. 15 league games without a win at home for them now. Borough, though, going in the right direction. Reading 0, Middlesbrough 2.
The Old Firm being played tomorrow, so Hibs had a chance to go second in the SPL. Brian McLaughlin can tell us whether they did or not.
They certainly did. They only needed a point to do so. It finished Hibs 1, Dundee United 1. The home side in front early on through Moroccan international Marian Zimama, who took advantage of slack play in the United defence. The equaliser, though, coming 18 minutes from time. Andy Webster's strike taking a deflection on the way. United finishing with just 10 men. Prince Boban sent off late on. Second place Hibs 1, Dundee United 1.
I think it started a little bit late in the second half at Bramall Lane. Alan Biggs can tell us they're still playing, or is it just finished?
We've just finished, Gabby. Sheffield United 1, Doncaster 1, after a real derby war of attrition here. A better point in the end for Doncaster Rovers than the hosts. Rovers now 6 unbeaten, a creditable run and a creditable rearguard action from them here today. But Sheffield United's solace is that they dominated the game almost from start to finish and had to come from behind yet again. Richard Cresswell equalising with a diving header from James Hayter's goal just before the break for Doncaster. 1-1 here at Bramall Lane.
10 goals for Cardiff this week. Jackie Oatley had the pleasure of watching them today at Vicarage Road.
I did. Watford 0, Cardiff 4 it finished, and it was a richly deserved victory for Cardiff. Their first here for 39 years. Bothroyd and Whittingham in particular stood out for them. Watford couldn't match their quality, and Whittingham scored his 6th and 7th goals of the season with a penalty and a header. In between, 17-year-old defender Adam Matthews scored his first senior goal with a free kick from near the halfway line, which the keeper Scott Loach misjudged completely. And Bothroyd rounded off the scoring with a superb finish for his first league goal since the opening day of the season. In-form Michael Chopra also missed 2 sitters for Cardiff. Nathan Ellington made a real difference for Watford when he came on. He could have had a hat-trick, but overall Watford were outclassed, and it's now just 1 win in 6 at home. Watford 0, Cardiff 4.
Thanks, Jackie. Let's go to London Road. Nottingham Forest looking for their 3rd win on the bounce. Andrew James, their season has turned around, hasn't it?
Yes, a result that leaves Billy Davies celebrating 3 wins in a week with Forest, but 3 successive defeats for Peterborough is their worst sequence for almost 3 years, and a real test now for manager Darren Ferguson. Peterborough took the lead early in the second half through Alan McLean's header, but 2 blunders by substitute goalkeeper James McEwen gifted Forest 2 goals inside 5 minutes. Mievski's free kick sailed straight over the keeper in the number 13 jersey, and his luck was out again as Paul Anderson scored the Forest winner soon after that. Peterborough United 1, Nottingham Forest 2.
Still playing Oakwell, still looking for his first win of the season, Roy Keane. James Mason.
You won't believe it, Gabby. I was just about to wrap up and say 1-1, but Barnsley have scored in the final minute. The 5th minute of time added on. Roy Keane will surely have something to say about that. John Macken has scored a left-foot bobbly effort into the bottom corner as well. That'll be Roy Keane's 6th straight defeat. Barnsley 2, Ipswich 1.
Can you believe it? More reaction from the guys in a moment, but don't forget that you can get all the build-up and all the goals as they go in from 2:30 every Saturday. That's when we're here. All you have to do is press the red button. It's time now, though, to get the full classified results with Tim Gudgin.
And opening as usual with the Barclays Premier League. Bolton Wanderers 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Burnley 2, Birmingham City 1, Hull City 2, Wigan Athletic 1, Manchester United and Sunderland kick off at 5:30, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Portsmouth 1. In the Coca-Cola Championship, Barnsley 2, Ipswich Town 1, Coventry City 1, Leicester City 1, Crystal Palace 4, Blackpool 1, Derby County 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Newcastle United 0, Bristol City 0. Peterborough United 1, Nottingham Forest 2. Plymouth Argyle 2, Scunthorpe United 1. Preston North End 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Reading 0, Middlesbrough 2. Sheffield United 1, Doncaster Rovers 1. Swansea City 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0. And Watford 0, Cardiff City 4. In Coca-Cola League 1, Brentford 2, Swindon Town 3. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1. Colchester United 1, Huddersfield Town 0. Exeter City 3, Hartlepool United 1. Leeds United 0, Charlton Athletic 0. Millwall 5, Tranmere Rovers 0. Norwich City 5, Bristol Rovers 1. Oldham Athletic 0, Yeovil Town 0. Southampton 4, Gillingham 1. Stockport County 0, Southend United 2. Walsall 2, Carlisle United 2. Wycombe Wanderers 0, Leyton Orient 1. In League 2, Barnet 3, Grimsby Town 0. Cheltenham Town 1, Notts County 1. Chesterfield 1, Accrington Stanley 0. Crewe Alexandra 2, Rotherham United 3. Darlington 0, Macclesfield Town 1. Hereford United 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 1. Lincoln City 1, Aldershot Town 0. Morecambe 1, Shrewsbury Town 1. Northampton Town 2, Bradford City 2. Port Vale 0, AFC Bournemouth 0. And Torquay United 1, Bury 1. In the Blue Square Premier, AFC Wimbledon 0, Kidderminster Harriers 1. Barrow 1, Oxford United 1. Eastbourne Borough 0, Kettering Town 1. Ebbsfleet United 0, Crawley Town 0. Grays Athletic 0, Gateshead 0. Hayes and Yeading United 0, Chester City 0. Luton Town 2, Tamworth 1. Mansfield Town 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. Rushton and Diamonds 0, Altrincham 1. Wrexham 1, Salisbury City 2. And York City 1, Stevenage Borough 1. In the Clydesdale Bank Scottish Premier League, Hamilton Academical 0, St Johnstone 2. Hibernian 1, Dundee United 1. Kilmarnock 1, Aberdeen 1. Motherwell 1, Falkirk 0. St Mirren 2, Hearts 1. The Hernbury Scottish Division 1, Partick Thistle 2, Airdrie United 0. Queen of the South 2, Greenock Morton 3. Scottish Second Division, Alloa Athletic 0, East Fife 0. Arbroath's match with Clyde postponed. Dumbarton 2, Stirling Albion 3. Peterhead's match with Wrekin City postponed. And Stenhousemuir 0, Cowdenbeath 2. In Scottish Division 3, Albion Rovers 3, East Stirlingshire 0. Berwick Rangers 0, Forfar Athletic 1. Montrose match with Queen's Park postponed. And Stranraer 0, Elgin City 2.
So the champions Manchester United host Sunderland in the 5:30 kick-off. A win would extend their lead to 3 points over Chelsea, who face Liverpool tomorrow, of course. Tottenham, the only side in the top 8 to have played so far this weekend. They missed the chance to go level with the leaders, but a point at Bolton moves them above Liverpool, at least for now. At the bottom, victory at last for Portsmouth, having rid themselves of the worst top-flight start by any club for 79 years. Pompey are just a point behind West Ham, who play Fulham tomorrow. Hull move up 2 places, level on points with Wolves, Birmingham and Blackburn. To the Championship, well, it's as you were for the top 2 as Newcastle and West Brom drop 2 points each. Middlesbrough's win at Reading means they move above Preston, as do Cardiff, whose thumping of Watford puts them into the top 4. Still no winning luck for Roy Keane. Ipswich extend their run to 11 games without a victory after that late defeat to Barnsley. Peterborough slip into the bottom 2 after their home defeat to Nottingham Forest, while Plymouth's home record improves as their second win in a row moves them up 1 place. To League One, the top 2 cancelled each other out this afternoon, so Leeds remain 3 points clear of Charlton. Bristol Rovers lost ground with a crushing defeat at Norwich, while Colchester and Milton Keynes Dons both won. Southampton at the bottom have now wiped out their 10-point penalty for entering administration. They trailed second bottom Wycombe by 4 points, with Tranmere and Brighton completing the bottom 4. The main movers in the bottom half are Leyton Orient. They're now 16th, having started the day 21st. To League Two, Bournemouth remain in charge despite dropping points at Port Vale, while Rotherham narrow the gap to just 2 points with their win at Crewe. Dagenham and Redbridge hold third, whilst Barnet are the main upward movers into the top 4 with their victory over Grimsby. Shrewsbury and Notts County both drew. Darlington remain bottom without a win in 11 games. Torquay could only manage a draw, whilst Lincoln's win at Aldershot moves them out of the bottom 3. Chris Sutton's first match in charge, of course. The Blue Square Premier League now. Oxford United held to a draw this afternoon, so their lead has been cut to 6 points by Kettering. Stevenage also held to a draw, but the rest of the top 7 all won. The bottom 2 drew against each other today, but Chester still face a 21-point gap to Hayes and Yeading. Ebbsfleet and Gateshead both held to goalless draws. To the Scottish Premier League now. With the first Old Firm derby of the season at Ibrox tomorrow, Hibs move into second with that draw against Dundee United, who remain 4th. Motherwell's win over Falkirk takes them above Aberdeen. These are the headlines from the Premier League this afternoon. Wolves 0, Portsmouth 1. Relief for Paul Hart as Portsmouth keep Wolves at bay to earn their first points of the season. Hassan Yebda scores the only goal to end a run of 7 straight defeats. Burnley 2, Birmingham 1. Burnley continue to win the turf war. It's 4 wins out of 4 at home following goals from Fletcher and BK. And in the Football League, Preston 0, West Brom 0. West Brom failed to keep the pressure on the leaders Newcastle after a goalless stalemate with fellow high flyers Preston. And in League One, Leeds 0, Charlton 0. Leeds maintain their unbeaten record at the top in League One after their battle to a goalless draw with promotion rivals Charlton. Match of the day is on at 10:30 tonight. All the goals and incidents, including, of course, those from Old Trafford, where there's a 5:30 kickoff. That's on BBC One, 10:30, and repeated tomorrow at 8:10. The Football League show follows that at 11:30 tonight. All the goals and incidents there for you. And a big day in the Premier League tomorrow. Chelsea-Liverpool, arguably the pick of the four clashes. You can see them on Match of the Day 2 at 10 o'clock. Well, Guy Mowbray's been at Molineux this afternoon, and Guy, we saw the scenes there for Paul Hart. He looked ecstatic. So did the fans. Such an important win. You can just almost feel the joy. It was like a cup final.
It was, absolutely, Gabby, that's correct. And it's been a real show of togetherness from Portsmouth this afternoon, from the fans to the manager to the players. You got the mood right from kickoff. They all went around one another, the players who, let's not forget, some of them haven't been paid this week. That's been the big story over the last 48 hours. But they were clearly determined. They put in a very, very good performance. Hassan Yebda got the goal. And the other thing about the game, Gabby, is you might just feel that their luck is turning. Wolves should have had a penalty in the second half. Cast iron as Mark Wilson practically saved a Michael Kitely cross. But it went Portsmouth's way this time.
You refer to the salaries. Of course, they didn't get paid fully yesterday, as was expected, did they? They're still waiting for their month's paychecks.
That's what we've been told. They are in the process of getting paid, the players, but the money hasn't quite entered their accounts in full yet. So it will happen. I think the important thing now is that there's 2 weeks until the next game. So Portsmouth do have chance to get themselves sorted, settled, and their next game is Spurs at home, the return of Harry Redknapp. They'll be fired up for that one as well.
You'd imagine they would. Now, what about the turning point in the game? Potentially, it could have been for Wolves anyway. A Stonewall penalty, my panel said here in the studio. What did you make of it? And have you heard any reaction from Mick McCarthy?
Not yet. He's talking to Ivan Gaskell, our reporter, I think, right now, and I should think he'll be absolutely livid. Wolves felt they should have had a penalty last weekend at Sunderland when Kevin Doyle was brought down by Michael Turner. This week, Mark Wilson blocked a cross by Michael Kitely from the right-hand side. It was in the penalty area. He dropped his left shoulder. He practically saved it. I said it was more like Bob Wilson than Mark Wilson, but the penalty wasn't given. Howard Webb, I don't know what sort of a view he had, but his assistant referee had an unbroken view, and he kept his flag down.
A talking point for Match of the Day. We're going to hear from Harry Redknapp as well in just a few moments. He's going to be coming up. But that's a big game for Tottenham to take on, isn't it? After an away trip to the Reebok, to go down there after that result. It's not exactly when you want to play them, is it?
You play. I think when you're in the top, in the top four, you play anyone whenever it comes about. I think it'll be a tough game for us. Return of you talk about Harry Redknapp, but Jermaine Defoe, Peter Crouch. There's a few Cranchard. You got a few players going back. It's about winning games, and no matter where you go, you got to go and win them games. And the boys will be looking forward to it. Especially after an international break, they'll be ready to get back into the Premier League.
Well,
there certainly is, yeah.
What about that penalty incident?
Stonewall, absolutely. I think. Certainly, Guy Mowbray got that correct. We were very surprised. I think what is interesting on Match of the Day tonight is maybe the referee was unsighted, but the assistant had a clear view and wasn't prepared to call it. It'll be very interesting to see the debate tonight.
If he says Michael Kitely's crossed the ball, I've got a funny feeling that the linesman, unfortunately, has got himself in a position where he's directly in behind.
Great position.
So he might have had a slightly obstructive view, but there's no doubt. Guy summed up. I mean, he's actually leant across and put his arm out. It was definitely hand to ball.
Well, Spurs showed real fight, real resilience today, coming back twice against Bolton at the Reebok. It was 2-2 in the end. Harry Redknapp's talking to Alistair Mann.
Harry, point satisfactory for today's performance?
Well, it was a tough game. They're difficult to play against, and they're always a threat. And we came back twice from a goal down, and we had some great opportunities. I felt late on to have gone on and won the game, but overall, I thought it was a fair result.
You have to show character, and you have to be as physical as they are. Do you think you did all those things today?
Yeah, it's not easy. Kevin Davies is always a threat. He messes people around. He's so difficult to play against, and he was always a problem. But no, they were well organised. They worked very hard, and I thought they played well. But second half, I thought we came out and we were getting on top, and then we conceded a goal, but we came back strong again. And as I say, some good opportunities at the end to have won it.
Of course, Tom Huddleston at centre half. I mean, it's a good test for him about how he can play there.
Well, yeah. I mean, Michael's coming back, Michael Dawson, but he's been out a long time, so it was difficult really today. And I went with the same two lads at the back again. Tom's been in great form in midfield and at centre half for us, so he's had a terrific season so far.
And Jermaine Defoe comes on, and of course his strike on goal creates the opening. I mean, you know you've got that up your sleeve.
Yeah.
I know he had an injury, but that's always up your sleeve on a day like today.
For sure. It's important that you've got people that can come off the bench and do something that might just change the game. You know, the little fellas had most of the week off with the hand injury, but decided to go with Crouchy today. I felt Peter was going to be important not only in their box, but also defensively in our box. You know, I thought that they're so strong on set plays. We're going to need that. We're not a big side, and we need a bit of height in there as well. So that was why I went with him today. And he made the first goal for us with a good header. So I was pleased with it.
I must ask you, when you came to a press conference yesterday to find that people were asking you about your future,
Absolute rubbish. Absolute nonsense.
What were your feelings yesterday?
Well, it's just a load of nonsense, isn't it? It's just, I don't know where people get these silly stories from and dream up these are silly. It's absolute rubbish, you know.
Does things still surprise you in football?
Not really, no. There's always someone, got a tale to tell and, rumour mongers. But, no, I'm absolutely enjoying my time. We love it here, and we've got a good team and I'm delighted with the way they're playing and very, very pleased to be working at such a terrific club.
So we're going to have to put that down to some kind of betting scam then, are we?
Well, I'm delighted because I was very, very nervous yesterday. We got 16 points. Did I say we? I do apologise.
You did.
We've got 16 points, and he's doing a great job. He's taken a long time to get it at White Hart Lane. Now's not the time to go, so I'm delighted the rumours were just rumours.
Well and truly quashed for
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah, definitely. I think, it's best start that the club has had for 70-odd years, and, we're in rich reign of form. There's no reason for the managers to be going anywhere.
It's still not come out why the rumours have come, where they've come from, because they've started. It's certainly not a football concern.
Well, Gab said a betting scam, so maybe she started
that. So just ridiculous.
OK, it was Burnley 2, Birmingham 1. Burnley's 100% home record remains intact. Owen Coyle's talking to Steve Bauer.
We saw you at the end kick a bottle when they'd scored. Was that the disappointment at not keeping a clean sheet?
Yeah, it was. I mean, because I felt we certainly. I felt it was harsh on us that